Alright, AP, I have something I need to tell you.
Tell me.
I know I tell you all the time that I hate you,
Mm.
but I secretly admire and I secretly love you.
I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop.
Yeah, fuck it, I fucking hate you.
Ah, there it is. There it is.
There it is.
It doesn't. It doesn't feel right starting off a podcast without at least one "I hate you" from Groot. And now that we got that out of the way, I think it's safe to say, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the 22nd episode of the Super Fun Podcast. Got a pretty dope crew with us today. First of all, how you doing, Greg?
Pretty good. How are you doing, Groot?
I'm doing phenomenally well. How about you, Mr. Chaos?
Oh, well, I'm honored. I'm honored to be here. It's the very first time here, but I'm feeling good. Really good about this.
Oh, me too, man. So for those of you listening, Mr. Chaos is a friend of the community, a fellow YouTuber, and we've actually mentioned him on the podcast before, and now he is being a part of the team as a guest, maybe more. We'll see how it progresses. But yeah, Mr. Chaos, since nobody has heard from you before on our channel necessarily, why don't you tell us a bit about yourself, how you got into gaming, and what games you play now?
Well, first and foremost, I just hope everyone's just doing good. Everyone in the podcast, you know. But let me tell you a little bit about myself, though. Well, I started gaming when I think I was about 14 or no, I think it was like 13. And my first game was Counter-Strike, and I used to have a lot of fun on that. And it was just one of those dreams that I'm pretty sure that every kid has. You know, when you were in that age, you were like, you know, I just hope I have a dope setup, and someday, I don't know, maybe produce content, share with the people. And so far, that's what I've been doing. I've been slacking a little bit. I have a regular life. I do work and everything. But I've been putting some time into it. I'm enjoying it. And currently, Destiny is the grind to go. As you guys know, Destiny is dropping a bomb. That I'm excited. I don't know about you guys, but I'm super excited.
The hype level is at maximum capacity right now.
And the saltiness is also up as well.
It's definitely a mixed bag in some regards.
I mean, when they said Thorn, people cried. So
I mean, that was like, we all kind of knew on some level it was coming back. We just didn't know it was going to be with Rise of Iron. I think some of the saltiness is with maybe a few other aspects of Destiny, but I don't want to like derail straight into what we're going to be talking about. You want to keep going with who is the man behind the mask, Mr. Chaos?
Who is the man? I mean, like, what do you want to know? What can I say?
What is your most embarrassing moment?
Oh God, most embarrassing moment. Where to begin? Like, for all the people that probably is gonna watch this or whatever, I'm a Hispanic guy, and there's a lot of embarrassing moments for I mean, at least on my part, I guess. But I think one of them was when I was coming back to the States, and I grew up in Honduras. Basically, I was born here, grew up in Honduras, but when I came back, one of the most embarrassing moments was that I was talking Spanish for almost 12 years of my life. And when I got to the airport, it was impossible for me to communicate back for some reason. I don't know. I was able to understand, and it sucked because they were kind of making fun of me. And I was actually really mad because I couldn't do anything. And I was at some point, I was just like, you know what, just send me back. And they put me in a room for 2 hours. I'm not lying to you guys. I was so mad, and they were talking about me. I know that for sure. But I mean, it sucks because I was able to understand, but I couldn't express myself back. I mean, as you can tell now, I think I talk pretty fluid now. But I think that was one of the most embarrassing that I just wanted to give up and just send me back, please. That's
Dang, Daniel. It's intense. His name's not Daniel, by the way. I'm just quoting a...
Did you seriously just use a Dang Daniel reference? I hate you.
I'm
Where's
so sorry.
Where's
there's
the,
another one.
I hate that meme or whatever it is.
You're
The video.
it's not even a meme from AP. It's a pun, and I hate his puns with a passion.
That was definitely not a pun. That was
Yeah,
a
it
direct
wasn't a
reference
pun.
to a viral YouTube video. And if you don't know what I'm
stupid
talking
video.
about,
I
good.
know. Yeah, good. Spare yourself the a minute and 45
See this video.
seconds.
And
brain-
if you do
no.
know about this viral YouTube video that I'm referring to, then I apologize, but unfortunately it seems like it was your destiny to hear me say this on this podcast. Speaking of destiny,
Oh,
yep,
Speaking
look at
of
that.
Destiny.
I went there.
Yeah, I know. All right. So what have we got going on right now? So last week we talked about, our Destiny recent experiences, what we expected and wanted to see in the Rise of Iron and stuff like that. Yeah, let's change it around this week. Let's talk about some of the recent events that have unfolded within the past week. So
namely, one of the big things is that the Taken King exclusives are being held back until Destiny 2.
Well, they didn't specifically say Destiny 2.
Well, okay, they're being held back from Rise of Iron.
they
Yeah.
said, quote unquote, at least fall of 2017.
Yeah, so don't know why, but we've already waited a year for these, and now we might have to wait another year at max, or maybe I don't know.
So I
Which is
actually
upsetting.
just listened to the most recent Planet Destiny podcast, and Holtzman has done his homework and kind of presented a potential reason for this. And it's because they originally had a contract for Destiny 2, and all the PlayStation exclusives tied with Destiny 1, they were supposed to be released when Destiny 2 was released. But unfortunately, Destiny 2 got pushed back a year from fall 2016 to fall 2017. And it wasn't until January or February that they decided to make Rise of Iron a thing. So just because of the contracts that they signed with Sony, they may not be able to release the PlayStation exclusives until at least Destiny 2. Which begs a very important question. Is the gear, the weapons and the armor and all that stuff from Destiny 1 carrying over into Destiny 2, or is there going to be an entire stock refresh?
So this is what I'm thinking. So, I respect Bungie. I really don't think this is aimed at them in any way or at the backlash. Deej has been getting a whole ton of just horribleness thrown towards him, and people need to understand that he's a community manager. And when he was talking about this, you could see the pain in his voice and in his eyes of him revealing this news. I think it's more or less something that Activision did.
We're Sony,
Yeah.
man.
Or Sony.
Well, I mean, it's Sony and Activision.
Sun Activision.
Sony Vision.
Actisony.
Well, here's the thing. So, it's not the thing that it just affects Xbox players or Xbox One players. It affects PS4 players too, because now they still have to rely on RNG, the drop, the Zen
Rabbit.
Meteor and the Jade Rabbit, and all the armor,
Yeah.
the exclusive armor as well. So it's a drawback. The Xur's not going to sell it because Xur sells the same thing on the Xbox and the PlayStation. On top of that, as much as it sucks, Sector 618 won't be in the Trials rotation. I don't think we want it to be anyways. And then on top of that, the exclusive Harpy Strike won't be in the Nightfall as well. So it's kind of a drawback.
It's a fun strike.
It is. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I have a PlayStation as well as an Xbox One, and I love how intuitive and how involved you have to be inside of that strike.
Plus MTash. Do
Oh,
you
the
guys know
Echo
who
Chamber
MTash
strike?
is? Yeah.
We're not getting that either.
That's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
Sucks.
crap! I do have to glitch into it now to get that ghost.
We're also not. Isn't there an exclusive Sparrow called the Velumbra or something like that on the PlayStation?
I believe so, and I believe that I actually just got it recently with Bo.
I've heard of it.
it's
I
pretty
haven't
sweet.
gotten it. Is it? Yeah.
Yeah. It's nice.
Is that a PlayStation exclusive?
Yeah.
Yeah.
To dive into it though, it's pretty upsetting. I know I haven't heard great things about the Zen Meteor, but I've heard amazing things, and I've played with this Jade Rabbit before, and it's a great gun. The body shots, the chain over to the headshots for mass critical damage, and then getting ammo back, so you basically have almost infinite ammo. It's a great gun, and it hits hard. And not to be able to get that on my Xbox is a really drawback. And the fact that I can see it in my exotic kiosk just that square that's just a question mark and it just stays there. It's so annoying. I hate it.
Yeah, you want to fill it.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, that's like the one thing I don't have, I think, on my exotic section. And I think maybe there's a slot for Zen Meteor as well. So
I think we can all agree that the whole Sony PlayStation exclusive stuff for Destiny is a bit toxic to the game, to the community. No one likes it except for perhaps a few young children who are on PlayStation who love to rub it in the faces of those on Xbox. But the mature, well-rounded Destiny community, those that are doing the charity streams and the streamers and the YouTubers and the people that follow them and love their content, no one is happy about the environment this is creating.
Yeah, it essentially, we're now gamers as a whole are right now are trying to unite all the consoles into one, and this is a prime example of preventing that from happening. There's no exclusivity to. That's not the word I'm looking for. I'm sorry, that was a horrible word. There's no uniting going on between the consoles and stuff like that. It's separation, and that's not what we need right now. We see Microsoft, even though they own the operating system and the Xbox, they're making a cross-platforming for Windows 10 and Xbox One. That's a step in the right direction.
Yep. And they've also offered to do it with PlayStation or Sony, and they haven't replied or said anything.
Exactly, and this is a big slap in the face. And here's the thing that you have to face too: Microsoft helped build Bungie as well, and whether this is Bungie or not making this decision in the end, or whether they agree with it or not, it boils down to the fact of like Bungie and Microsoft have always had a good connection, a good relationship with each other, and this is possibly burning bridges. It's almost burning bridges, and it sucks that it had to go down like this. It really does. It's not fair to the Xbox One players, and on top of that, it's not fair to the PS4 players as well.
What do you think about all this, Mr. Chaos?
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. It kind of sucks because, like, basically Groot saying that, like, I remember I went to one of my friend's house. He definitely owns a PS4. I don't got nothing against, PS4. It's just I think I don't play because I don't have a good feel for the controller. Mm-hmm. But otherwise, I just see it as another game console, to be honest. Supposedly with a little bit better graphics. But yeah, definitely it is unfair because you pay supposedly for all these expansions every time when they come up with something, and it's almost like they hype it up too much, and then you just realize at the end, oh, it's just exclusive for PlayStation just because they bought, whatever rights, for it, and it's not working, at least for us, the people, who play on Xbox, because I only play Xbox though, so I think they definitely, I don't know, consider, I guess, trying to bring those platforms together. And maybe, I think it will work out even better. It's going to be, a win-win for both of the platforms, I guess.
I would love to see it. Don't know
Definitely.
if we're going to get that, but they're making too much money off the console wars.
But, I mean, there's a couple of weapons in Destiny 2 that supposedly they can mimic, like the J-Rabbit or something like that. I don't remember which one it is. But supposedly it's kind of like close enough to mimic that. But obviously it's an exotic and it has some other perks and stuff like that. But I think that you can probably find something that's going to be almost as strong as that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's the archetype right now of scout rifles that's the exact same, where it's a 3-shot to the head. And in all honesty, I think that makes it just as powerful because the perk on the Jade Rabbit's nice, but hitting 3 headshots will always be a quicker time to kill than landing 2 bodies and then trying to go for the headshot. Because, I mean, it's just quicker to get the 3 quick headshots.
I believe with the impact on Jade Rabbit, it makes up for that in the body shots and then chaining to the headshot. So, I mean, it's not like it makes a big difference anyways because, 3 shots, it's going to kill them either way.
Yeah.
But, it's just, it's a bigger and better hit marker to hit them on the body than it is the head, Well,
no, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying you still have to... You're still going to be chaining it, but you'll...
Yeah.
It's quicker to just hit 3 shots to the head. You'll have to hit 4, I'm pretty sure, to do the kills, even if you're doing the body shots.
I think you always go for the headshot no matter what, though. And one of the strongest scout rifles that... I don't know why people don't use it, to be honest. The Calamus Duty, the one from Iron Banner. That thing is a monster. That thing the first time, I think that was the past Iron Banner when they brought it, and Lord Shadows was actually selling it at the same time. The one he's selling, it's OP. I even said in one of my videos when I did a 33 kill gameplay with that, and I thought the thing was broken because I think that was my second gameplay with it, and it's a three shots to the head. It's a wrap, and that thing comes with crowd control and hidden hand, and it's just too much. It's really good.
Yeah, I've seen your role. I watched that video. Actually, it's a really good role, and it's a really powerful archetype. And so, while it does suck the Jade Rabbit's not coming, we have weapons that have the same power as it. So
Yeah, I mean, it's not like the Jade Rabbit's like PvP centric, anyways. It's really not that great of a PvP gun, but it is an absolutely amazing PvE gun, and that's what's going to suck about it not porting over to the. Because I play. I mean, I have a PlayStation 4, and I'm trying to get into the PlayStation 4 PvP scene for Destiny. And I thoroughly enjoy raiding. I would have loved to have it for raiding, but that's fine. I could stick with my Cactus or Cocytus, however you want to say it. Cocytus, yeah, something like that. I just recently got that up to 330. Okay, a little division reference there. Okay, we haven't talked about that on the podcast in forever.
Yeah, for good reason.
Yeah. But yeah, I just got that recently up to 335. That is a killer PvE gun. I like it better than the Hung Jury. Hits harder, slower fire rate, but it hits 10 times harder at 335.
3 shot to the head. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now what we got to do is actually get you to play your PlayStation with me.
Ooh, that sounds like a challenge.
Me and Bo don't really have a good third trials partner yet.
Are you trying to say I'm good?
I'm trying to say that you need to get good and log on to PlayStation with me, Home Slice.
Okay, I've been tearing it up in Iron Banner, so we can make that happen.
Tonight, perhaps?
Yeah, there's still time to play actually some Iron Banner. Maybe you guys are down after the podcast. I don't know.
I'm probably going to be getting on for a banana.
I'm just saying, me and Bo are thinking about doing trials tonight, Groot. Calling you out in front of everyone.
On Xbox or PlayStation?
PlayStation.
I'm only like 290.
Yeah.
Damn.
You're killing me, Smalls.
I'll play it on Xbox.
I feel like you're delaying my experience here to have some trials with my buddy here, and I don't like it. In fact, I feel like this is my last stand. This is my last stand before New Dawn. Much like the last stand of Rise of Iron, where it's going to be the last expansion before Destiny 2 comes out. What do you guys think about that?
I don't want to think right now after that fun. After that transition.
It wasn't even a pun. It was just like a weirdly worded together thing.
That was such a smooth transition, though.
I wish you guys listening to this could have seen Groot face palming on camera. Just like he was face palmed, shook his head, gathered his thoughts, and then responded. It was great.
So what do I think of the last expansion until Destiny 2? Do I think this is going to be the last major update we see until Destiny 2? Absolutely not. Yeah, I mean, this is a pretty big deal. I mean, Destiny 2 comes out in what, spring?
We don't know. They haven't not confirmed. Actually, I think they confirmed fall.
Yeah, they confirmed fall. It was originally thought to be early 2017, but now it's fall, so we're going to have to wait a whole year for Destiny 2.
1 year. The same duration as The Taken King, although this is a bit smaller than The Taken King.
Yeah,
this does look like it's going to be a little bit better than The Taken King.
They have promised us some events, so we got that going for us.
SRL.
Yeah, which is nice. So I think there's gonna be some shoes to fill. There's gonna be areas to fill the voids and stuff like that. They have to really stand true if they really want. The Taken King was a phenomenal expansion. It featured so many different things, so many unique features, and so many additions throughout the year that it was out that held everybody together for that year. There were times where I wasn't active, but I eventually came back, and for months, if they can do that with the Rise of Iron, because the Rise of Iron is absolutely a big expansion. It's not as big, but I feel like if they plan it accordingly and do the right events and the right updates at the right times, this may possibly be better than the Taken King.
Yeah, I can see that.
I think it is going to definitely be better than the Taken King. And I actually think in terms of stuff to do, it actually might be similar in terms of stuff to do that Taken King had. It was the reason that Taken King was larger. There was also a lot of changes, and that's what made up a lot of the size of the download. In terms of we're talking how big the updates were. This is actually in terms of stuff there's to do, activities, and stuff. It's actually going to be bigger, I believe, because we're getting a raid, a thing that's similar to Prison of Elders / Court of Oryx. So we're getting 2 endgame-esque activities. And I don't know, they're revamping a lot of stuff. I think that it's going to have a similar amount of stuff to do.
I think the saving grace is going to be private matches.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Now you're gonna be able to basically tell these like tryhard kids, they'd be like, yeah, well, 1v1 me, bro.
Yeah.
But and I'm
Optic
sure
and
that's gonna be a lot of fun, like custom matches. Probably just having a blast with your squad, with your buddies. It's gonna be good. But I definitely see Destiny as a major title out there because, like, I mean, before I even got into Destiny, I was a major Call of Duty player. Like, I'm a Call of Duty fan. I mean, you see my room, it's full of posters and stuff like that. But I can definitely say that I banned Call of Duty for Destiny. I even bought Black Ops 3 with the entire season pass. I haven't even downloaded the damn thing. I don't find it fun, to be honest. It doesn't have that wow factor for me, I guess. And Destiny has kept me away from all that.
I think
I was going to say that I agree exactly with Chaos because I was a huge Call of Duty player. That was like the only game I played. I started playing that back in World at War, back in those days where it was much simpler. And now it's like people jump in the air and stuff. It's not as fun, in my opinion. It's too hectic for me. And Destiny came out right after Black Ops 2 it was ending. So I think it was Advanced Warfare came out. That was when it all started going downhill for me.
Oh yeah.
And Destiny came and showed up, and I was like, wow, this game is really good. So in combination of Call of Duty started sucking that year, and Destiny came out, I was like, yeah, Destiny really took me away from Call of Duty. So I can agree with what you're saying there.
Back in episode 16 or 17 of our podcast, I had mentioned that a lot of people, I know a couple of you disagreed with me, but I still hold true to what I said today because of what we've seen. I specifically said that Rise of Iron needs to be really, really focused on PvP more than PvE at this point. And a lot of people will disagree with me because they believe that the lack of PvE content is bad. But people need to realize there's not a lack of PvE content. It's a lack of longevity for the PvE content that we already have. There have been updates to PvP, but they've been gun changes. There hasn't been any recent additions besides, more often Iron Banners and different various activities like that and new subclasses for PvP. But with Rise of Iron, we're completely restructuring the way we play PvP today with the addition of these artifacts that we're getting, private matches. That's a big thing. I really think that since they focused a lot on the PvP as much as they did the PvE this time, this is what's going to make a really, really successful expansion for Destiny. And that's what it needed. That's the shining light that I've been waiting for. I'm really excited about this.
Same.
Yeah.
I think Destiny is actually becoming really competitive. And actually, I think I see in the future, I know that there's been some tournaments here and there because I know a couple Twitch streamers that they actually participate in tournaments. And I think it might become a thing, like as big as like all these Call of Duty championships and stuff like that. Like the biggest one is actually coming like really soon in a couple of weeks. So I can tell that this is gonna actually get big.
Major League Gaming already has set up a tournament for private matches, and it's going to take place 2 or 3 days after the raid comes out in Rise of Iron.
For Destiny?
Yeah.
Ooh.
But it's, if I'm not mistaken, I believe it is a PlayStation tournament exclusively, is what I've heard.
And boom goes the dynamite.
Doesn't shock me.
Yeah. Awkward. I was going to sign up, and then it was like, are you PlayStation? I was like, no. So it's like, yeah, can't do it. Like, really? So, yeah, it stinks, but it I don't know.
Sony's Go on, Mr. Cass.
No, I just hope that I think Activision is responsible for that. Supposedly, all on the Call of Duty tournaments and all that, they were sponsored by PlayStation, if I'm not mistaken, and they had this huge issue with the controllers interfering with Bluetooth and stuff like that. but supposedly they fix it, and that's why I think they have to only play on PlayStation. And it sucks though, because a lot of people in the community, a lot of people, they still play a lot of Xbox though.
Well, doesn't MLG do Halo tournaments, if I'm not mistaken? Or is that their own thing? Halo does their own thing. Or is that MLG?
Halo does their own thing.
Exactly.
Halo has their
Okay,
own big tournament. Huge,
Yeah.
actually.
And obviously it's an Xbox game, you know,
Yeah.
they made by Microsoft.
So that would make sense why it's not part of the MLG thing. Okay.
Yep.
So I'm gonna do one of my rants real quick.
Oh.
These happen every like 5 podcasts and stuff like this. I'm gonna start off by saying, Sony, this is a battle you cannot win.
Can I take a
This-
deep breath first?
Yeah, go right ahead.
Hype for the rant. All right, go.
Okay.
I'm
All right,
ready.
all right. Sony, this is a battle you can't win. If you start now and continue on like you have the past 2 years of Destiny and other games that you have introduced to your console that are or not cross-platform, but on other consoles as well, and you do the exclusives, Microsoft, you're guilty of this as well with the Division. This is a war that can't be won on either side. We need to stop focusing on the separationism for these consoles and unite together. Microsoft, you know as well as I do, before you started as a company, before you started developing the Xbox, you looked to Sony to develop a console with them, a joint decision. Sony, what did you do? You chased them away. Why? Because you were focused on the money, not the content, not the community, not the gamers as a whole. When it comes to gaming, it's about the gamers. It has the same word in it. Money signs should only be seen as a value. Entertainment should be seen as the plus. Sony, isn't entertainment your value? That's what you guys have always focused on as a big company. What you're providing is not entertainment. You're providing exclusivity to certain aspects of a game on a console that degrades other gamers on other consoles as well as the ones that are on your console. Do you want to become a more reliable and more popular console developer? That's not how you do that. You've got your PS4 Neo coming out. Send the right message. Don't send the wrong one. Because I'm telling you right now, there's a reason why the Xbox One S has just trumped your or just blown out of proportion like 75% more sales than the PlayStation now. There's a reason for that because Microsoft is going in the right direction. Cross-platform, they've made it clear. It's about the gamers now. This is our generation. It's time for you to make a change and end what you guys have been doing. Unite together and make gaming what it's supposed to be. Fun.
Amen.
Yeah, exactly.
However, not that I disagree with any of that. In defense of Sony, again, very loosely in defense of Sony, they probably would not be where they're at now had they not done what they did. And by that I mean Xbox may have sold way more consoles than PlayStation, and yet the audience for Destiny is much larger on PlayStation because of the marketing and because of those exclusives.
That's why
If
I
they
said.
hadn't done it, they would have died out.
That's why I didn't say you should have changed then. That's why I said change now.
True.
Change the dirty diaper, Sony. Put on a fresh one. Go out into
Exactly.
the field, ready to learn to walk.
Rant over.
Like, I'm okay
Fun
with
fact.
exclusive games, but no exclusive content for games that are shared between consoles is how it should be. in my
Absolutely.
opinion.
I agree
It's-
with you.
This has gone way back since Destiny Vanilla, but just the idea that two people on two different consoles that they both purchase can buy the exact same game for the exact same price and one person gets more content for that dollar is... It
Yeah.
doesn't make sense. Like, we all accept it as fact, kind of, but it's not cool. It's messed up.
Yeah, they should pay more, in all
Yeah,
honesty.
make it $62 instead of $59.99.
65, I'd say. 60.
Jesus.
I say 65 because if it doesn't end in a 0 or a 5, it gets on my nerves. Because it's like,
Make it $61.84 just for Greg.
I think you should be happy.
Greg, we hate you.
You
But
hate
love you.
everyone.
I don't hate Mr. Chaos.
There
well,
we go.
remember Gabe? There's
What?
that guy Gabe that Groot loves very much. So
Yeah, I want to meet this guy. He sounds way cooler than me.
Ooh.
he's got a little gay thing for that guy named Gabe. So, but yeah, he does not hate everybody. Is my point.
That's true. That's a good point.
All right. I just butchered that, but it was worth it.
Yeah, you did. It's okay though.
I think the only thing that I will definitely would have loved to see on Destiny, it's I don't know. I don't know if you guys how you guys are gonna feel about this, but a Cabal raid that will be kind of
Yes.
interesting.
Oh yeah.
But that might be coming on Destiny 2.
I have
That
been,
might be coming there.
I have
Well-
been wanting a Cabal expansion slash new just storyline of them to learn more since like since the beginning of like year 2. I've been wanting that, and I was hoping this would be a Cabal raid, but that's okay. This raid looks pretty sick.
Dead
Um,
Zamboni hype.
Yeah, yeah,
Let me just
yeah.
say, I think that there was actually somebody in an interview. I believe it was there was they had that round table discussion for the Game Informer, and they're like, "So what about the Cabal? Are we gonna learn more about them?" And like, is there a lot we don't know? They were like, "There is a heck of a lot you don't know about the Cabal, and especially with that one mission in Taken King, where you get the signal and it says from the Cabal, the King of the Cabal Empire, or something like that. They're much more massive than we know of at the moment, and I think they're going to be maybe because there's a lot of rumors saying, "Oh, Osiris, that might be the main focus of Destiny 2." I think the Cabal will hopefully be the main focus of Destiny 2 because there's so much that we don't know about them, and there's a lot that could go on with that. And I don't know, I'm just really excited about. That's what I think it would hopefully be about.
You
That's what I
remember
want
when we first met the Queen in the Reef?
Yeah.
And we had this
Yeah.
cutscene where we're entering into her throne room, and it's just this kind of cool, mysterious, majestic, royal place. Imagine, okay, first of all, have any of you guys seen Doctor Who?
No.
I've seen
No.
one episode and I have not watched it
God,
since.
you guys
Sorry.
so much. All right, I was going to relate it to something else. So just imagine, like, a grand Colosseum-style, like, chamber. Massive, but it's like, it's Cabal architecture and technology, and there's, like, this Cabal king that is absolutely massive, a freaking beast, a destroyer of worlds, and, like, we as our guardian have counsel with him, and this is, like, the moment where we're basically trying to negotiate for like peace against the human race, and basically the Cabal guy's like, you better assemble your army because we're coming for you, and then like he's the final raid boss. Like, how epic would that be?
That'd be pretty exciting.
There's
That was
absolutely
something
zero
like I
bearing in the lore,
envisioned.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Well, Mr. Gas?
No, that was something like that was my point. Like you see the Cabal, they mainly like they have this like fire shield, whatever. So I was expecting like, I don't know, like maybe on Mars there was like an area with lava. I don't know, and almost like that, like a big boss or something like that. But there's so much that we still need to learn from them. But I'm
Mhm.
pretty sure that I think there's a lot more to basically learn a little bit more about the Vex too. I think there's some puzzles there with Apion, the Vault of Glass, and all that stuff. They probably, I don't know if that's coming back or not, but I will definitely love to see a Cabal raid, and who knows, maybe a different type of enemy too. They basically come up with the Taken, and this new one that
Splicers.
yeah.
Monsters.
I want to reply to the Vex thing, and AP and Greg, you can correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm not as experienced in the lore as you are. But I believe when we killed Atheon, we really messed up, like, because as we know, the Vex can travel through time and stuff like that,
Yeah.
and that's why they're able to teleport and stuff like that. Once we killed Atheon, we really messed up their ability to do that and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So we've really confused them and almost ended their race. But I know now they've warned us of certain aspects of like of orcs and stuff like that, of what we need to do. They're trying to work with us now. Somewhat. I believe they're trying to form like an alliance, or not really an alliance, but a form to work together, because they know their race is about to end, and they know us Guardians are the only ones that can stop that from happening.
It's definitely
So
not an alliance.
Not an
It's-
alliance, yeah.
It's
They're
more like
using
they want to
us-
use us.
Yeah, they're using us to prevent their own
Okay.
extinction and to prevent Oryx from annihilating the universe.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm.
So I feel like that would be a cool like expansion to do in the future. And I think the reason why we haven't seen a Cabal expansion yet is because they really want to build up the hype towards it. They really want to make us wait for it, so we stay with Destiny for that much longer. But I'm seeing it Destiny 2. I really am.
Working.
Dude, here's what I want. I want what we had in Halo. And granted, we didn't get some of these main, cataclysmic story arcs until Halos 2 and 3. But do you remember, I believe it's in Halo 3, might have been Halo 2 actually. When Master Chief encounters the Gravemind in that pit.
Yeah.
Halo 2. Yep.
Halo 2.
So that was such a, especially dude on the Master Chief with the revamped graphics for Halo 2.
Oh, it looked so amazing.
Yes.
So epic. But like that scene where you're meeting with basically the hive mind of the
Of one of the cells of the Flood.
Exactly.
That's one mind.
Exactly. Like you're getting information. It's progressing the story so powerfully, and it's freaking intriguing. And in Destiny so far, even up until the Taken King, all we've gotten are these little... It's basically like setting the stage, but we want to play. We don't want the stage to be set with a scene. We want, like... I want to see the characters interact, more than just Cayde 6 being funny, and Eris being cryptic, and, like, you know, these races with the ghosts telling us a little bit about it. I want Destiny 2 and Destiny 3 and all the expansions in between to start going deep and really progressing the macro story forward. Not this microcosm of, you know, we killed Crota, Oryx is pissed, he's coming after us. But I want to know about the Traveler. I want to know about the Exo Stranger. I want to know about Rasputin. I want to know about all the war minds. I want to know about Osiris. I want to know the origins of the Cabal, and I want to know all this stuff. I want to know what the Vex are doing and how they can time travel and what their ultimate goal is and how that story's going to conclude. There's so much I want to know.
I really want to know. I know the Sleeper gave us a hint at it, but I really want to know more about Charlemagne.
Sleeper?
No, Charlemagne.
No, I'm saying you said the Sleeper. I was
Yeah,
like,
the
wait,
Sleeper.
the Sleeper Simulant?
Yeah, the
Decided
Sleeper
to tell
Simulant.
us something interesting? Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, I really want to know more about Charlemagne.
Mm-hmm.
I really do. That's an interesting one that's been hinted at us, so maybe I doubt we'll see anything in Rise of Iron, but
Isn't Charlemagne the War Mind on Mars?
yeah.
Okay.
You guys just make me actually have more questions now. Like, oh my god! Like
Well-
you just poke my brain. Like, oh my god, he's right.
I'll
I
give you the
wanna know.
link to the full Grimoire if you want to ever look at it. It's really intriguing. Especially go look at the Books of Sorrows.
And I'll
That's my
link
favorite
you.
piece from the Grimoire.
I'll link you to the Destiny Ghost Stories podcast where you
Oh,
can
man.
hear so much lore
Oh, my
from start to finish, from vanilla to Taken King and even into Rise of Iron now. Some fascinating stuff. They talk about what they know for sure. They go into some speculative analyses with all the different competing theories. It is really good stuff.
Can I add something to that too? I was actually introduced to Ghost Stories by AP, and I got to tell you, I admire them so much for the information that they provide us, and I thank you very much them as well. They bring so many. Not only do they tell you about the lore, but they help run your mind on different speculations on what different parts mean that are left blank, and they bring up really good theories, really good ideas. And while some of the podcasts can get long, like 2 hours, maybe 2.5 hours, it is so worth the listen. And I admire them so much, and they do a great job at what they do.
And it
Yeah.
really keeps me hyped on Destiny, to be honest.
It does for me too. I mean, I just started listening to them maybe like 2 weeks ago, and I'm hooked. I am absolutely hooked. I haven't stopped listening to them until I get to, like, what is it? Are they on episode 33 or 34 now?
Isn't it like 38? I'm on the
38,
second last
okay.
episode right now.
Maybe it's 38. I could be wrong.
It is, in fact, we're both wrong. 35.5.
0.5.
That's the most reason.
Oh, okay. So that works.
Yeah. Oh, it's awesome.
I
You
would
know-
listen to them, but I've read all the Grimoire, and especially I keep reading them as I unlock them. And I'll eventually take the time to go and listen to them. It's just I've already read it, and so
There's such a profound difference between
Yeah, I
reading
know.
a grimoire and studying and interconnecting and collaborating minds and listening to entertaining personalities discuss it. It's a whole different world, man.
Jeez, they just do.
Yeah.
They do an amazing job with it. They at loss of
I do
words.
have I
Groot's
do have
crying.
lore
Groot, are
discussions
you
with-
crying?
Oh,
Tear in your eyes?
I
I do have
Oh,
lore
God.
discussions with some of my friends who also have read it all. So I do get some. Well, I get what you're saying. Listen to them, and they're definitely very good at talking about the lore and discussing it and stuff. And I have listened to some of their podcasts. They're good.
Do you even podcast, bro?
I'm on one, so I would assume. But maybe this isn't even a podcast. Maybe it's a fun.
It is a podcast.
Yeah, it's a podcast.
Well, we'll have our fun cast coming out soon. I gotta edit those and get them out.
Oh, yes. Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Working on that
AP
tomorrow.
is so excited about the name of those fun casts.
Don't make me kick
Loves,
you through the monitor.
It's 5-2.
You
loves
mean
it.
the fun talks? Fun
No,
talks?
no.
Fun
Lots of
cast?
fun talks? Yeah.
Remember, Mr. Chaos over here voted for fun cast. So
Hey, Mr.
Yeah.
Chaos, high five through the
Yeah.
screen.
and
I'm gonna see if they offer phone services along with the internet package at those Funcast company.
our silent listener Keegan also did too.
Yeah, everybody wants fun cast except AP
Look,
and Toast.
I'm gonna try and accept defeat gracefully, but you guys are making me want to pull out my No Land Beyond right now.
It's okay.
We know his accuracy with that, so I'm a little
I'll just
terrified.
pull out my universal remote with what is it, Juggernaut? Oh, would that frustrate you a little bit?
No, no,
No? Okay, good.
'Cause I'll be on my hunter and I'll use strategically placed trip mines with my No Land Beyond, and I will take you out as you charge in blindly.
It's okay. I don't use universal remote Juggernaut anyway. I don't even use my Titan that much.
I do gotta say that to use the No Land Beyond, that's serious skill right there, because I have get shredded on the Crucible, and I have one. I got one not so long ago, but I try to use it. I can't use that thing. I can't not use that thing. I was like, let me just not think about it, and let me not try, because I know how I am. I'm gonna rage. I'm gonna get aggravated. I'm just gonna turn off my Xbox, go to bed. So, but in one match, I will say that when I was trying a little bit, I probably got like 3 kills. That's it. Then I just stopped.
Can I go on a brief tangent and talk about this for a second?
Absolutely, I love hearing your tangents on NLB.
So there are 3 main reasons why you can and should master the No Land Beyond. Reason number 1, if you can master the reload glitch, and if you learn to use the gun, practicing on NPC or just vandals and whatever, if you learn to master this gun, you will have the sniper with the shortest zoom in the game, and there's a reason that's important. There's a reason why everyone was going nuts over short gaze. Short gaze had to be on every sniper. Short gaze or ambush. Long view SLR-10, because the shorter zoom on your sniper makes it easier to get precise shots at close to mid range. You have the shortest zoom in the game if you use No Land Beyond. Also, ammo is a constant problem for snipers, and using No Land Beyond as a primary completely circumvents that problem, because not only do you have a lot more ammo to begin with, every time you pick up special, it gives you primary ammo, so you get more ammo for your sniper. Number 3, it opens up a very interesting and unique playstyle. I've mentioned this before. I play a lot with Bo. He's a sniper at heart, and he always runs like a longbow and usually a pulse rifle or last word for primary. And it's very valid that he likes to get body shots and clean up with his primary. He says that's the majority of his kills, and I get that. But with my personal playstyle, and this is what opens up with using the No Land Beyond, it's also true of Universal Remote and another sniper, but I just have more fun with No Land Beyond and a shotgun, is you can have mid to long range encounters covered with No Land Beyond with a powerful sniper once you learn to master it. And you can use the shotgun in its most effective capacity as a distance closer or flanking tool. I've been very successful in the Crucible, in Iron Banner, and in Trials using a sniper shotgun combo. You can't play it the same way you would if you rely on mid-range with the primary. You have to use the sniping angles and then disengage if you're in a primary battle, and then reposition so that you can either snipe from a different angle or push and flank with your shotgun. It's very disorienting against your opponents. It's very difficult to combat without really effective communication on the other team where they're singling you out. But even then, with good mobility, you can fall back, reposition with your team, and it's just a very powerful addition to a team. So it's fun to use. There's a lot of benefits to it. The cons are obviously it's technically a harder sniper to use, but it's very I don't want to say easy to master, but if you just invest the time into it and start in PvE, just cruise around and just try and land headshots and practice that reload glitch, it can be a devastating force in the Crucible.
I can agree with that. I've used it. I've practiced with it a fair amount, and I'm pretty decent with it now. I'm not like amazing, but I'm able to effectively get kills with it now when I want to. So
I can attest to that too. And can I suggest a AI that you might have not mentioned? I found that shooting harpies was the best for me
Hmm.
because they move so often and they're a pain in the ass to shoot sometimes. They're really, really hard to get aimed at, but once you get it down, it really teaches you to lead your targets.
Yeah.
That is actually that's really good intel. I'm probably gonna do that. Going to Cosmodrome. I mean, not the Cosmodrome. Yeah, Cosmodrome, but on the no Cosmodrome is on Earth.
Go to Venus.
The Venus one.
Yeah.
Venus.
Yeah, I am probably gonna try to use that. I think you just it's just your mindset because I used to hate fusion rifles. I like them now. I used to hate scout rifles. I do beats with them. So it's just like practicing, and I think I'll get there.
I believe in you, man.
I
I've
believe
seen
in
you
you.
snipe.
All about practice.
I know you can do it. You just have to deal with not being OP for a while, so you can master something really fun and really powerful, and you'll get up to your skill level again. And
Even
maybe
more
surpass
OP
it.
than you.
Hey, Mr. Chaos, I just want to let you know I believe in you the most, and that's all that matters.
Hey, no,
I
no, no.
appreciate
I believe
you.
in you as much as Groot +1.
I believe
in
it.
you as much as Groot and AP and our silent listener and everybody else in our large community.
I believe you the most times infinity.
Oh my god.
I believe in you as much as Jesus believes in you.
I believe in
Oh,
you
God.
as much as you believe in yourself, which is a lot. So,
Well,
think.
I do believe that we're a squad. This is the super fun people, you know. We believe in everyone. So
Exactly.
no matter what, though, I mean, your words, you know, that sounds kind to me, and I don't know. I don't know. I consider myself like an average player, but when I try hard, it really happens. And I don't know. I think I'm having a little problem balancing myself because I kind of play with all three of my characters. And it's just when I get really mad, either I switch to a Titan or a Hunter. It just depends on what mood I am. But I think I'm decent.
Yeah, I've actually I'm usually like running sniper and scout rifle, but I've been going back into No Land Beyond because I used to be pretty beast with it back in year one. So after I met AP, actually, is when I got into it. I was getting really good with it. I've recently gotten back into it, and I'm still almost a beast with it. I got to get a little more practice again, but it's really pushing me into learning how to use a shotgun because I absolutely used to hate using shotguns because I hate being up close and personal. But it's a good balance, and I'm starting to learn how to do that. So it's working out well.
You should try a sidearm. Those things are OP. I'll tell you
should
that.
try.
Combo.
I should
Yo, like
Sidearms
I have
are
done
amazing.
some gameplay with that Call of Duty and the Iron Wrath. I think that it's called.
Iron Reef.
That's side Reef. I'm sorry. Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong. But I don't know. It's fun and it's really, really OP. I kind of like found that combo. I even tried to play Trials one time with that combo, and I was doing really, really good.
I'm considering using Havoc Pigeon. I heard that thing hits like a tank too.
The thing is really good. It's got a less. It's got its magazine is smaller for a sidearm at 12, but I mean it's still very effective. So
Slower rate of fire, higher impact.
yeah,
It's got a little bit more
Definitely.
range.
it's nice.
I prefer the Iron Wreath personally. I was using the Havoc Pigeon the other day, and it was just harder for me to master it and to get comfortable with the adjusting for stability. But the Iron Wreath does feel really, really crispy.
That's
would-
Especially
yeah,
with the Bones of AO. Just keeping in the air, dancing
yeah.
around them, shooting them in the head.
I wish I could get it, quite honestly, but it's not out this Iron Banner, so
I mean, in Rise of Iron, they're going to be offering weapons from year 2 and year 1 in those Iron Engrams that were from Iron Banner. So
yeah, it's possible. I might actually get it. I'll have to wait till Rise of Iron comes out, but that's actually a month from today. So
Mhm.
yeah, that's now hype.
yeah,
All right, guys. We do have one more game we're going to talk about. That's probably all we're going to have time for, to be honest. But I think that maybe it's time that we fly off into something else we wanted to talk about, which
Are you talking about space?
I am in space. We're going to fly out into space with our
Oh.
spaceships, maybe discover some new planets and name some new life forms in a game that we call No Man's Sky. So, So everyone listening, Groot is still currently, and for the last 15 seconds, face palming and shaking his head. But silently, he's like, yes, terrible puns and great transitions. This is why I love the podcast.
Words cannot describe how much I hate you. But I love,
I thought you were referencing a different game, so yeah, that was awkward for me.
but I love you.
Well, No Man's Sky, I would like to say, since last week, I actually finally have played it. I got it today, installed it, was playing it for the last hour and a half before we started recording the podcast. And anecdotally, I can see why people are disappointed with it, but at the same time, it's exactly what I expected it to be, for the most part. And in the hour and a half I've played, I'm having a lot of fun with it, and I'm really looking forward to not just racing to the center of the galaxy, but learning to speak Gek and learning about the Gek. And that's one of the races I encountered. And building up my ship and checking out new planets and flying around. And I wanna attack a freighter. I wanna do it. I wanna be a pirate for a little while.
Do you want to let your dreams be dreams or whatever?
I want to make my dreams a reality, and I want to make that freighter's contents spill out into space like the open carcass of a wounded animal.
So,
A little too graphic?
a little too graphic.
Just a bit.
Just imagine, but it's all resources. It's like candy and rainbows spilling out of the ship as I gather them into my own. It's a good time.
So we obviously know I've been one of the most critical ones of this game post-launch. I'm sure we can all agree on that.
You and Toast.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say this. I respect Sean Murray and his development team. I respect Hello Games as a whole. I thoroughly respect No Man's Sky and what its purpose is. I have not played it yet, but I've watched some gameplay, and it looks good. It looks what I expected it to be, minus a little few things. Here's what I'm being very nitpicky at, okay? Is the PC support right now, okay? We all know Sony obviously dished out money for this to make sure that the main focus was on the PlayStation. We all know it, regardless if they want to admit it or not. It may or may not be true. I don't know, but I'm just gonna put it out there and just say it's more than likely true. 95.5. Here's the problem though. The PC support has been absolutely horrible. The first day's launch, it took them a week to push out a patch, which is no problem, understandable. But this game has had so many bugs since the launch, and as soon as they released the next patch for the PC, it created like 10 more bugs that was just spontaneously not corrupting the game, but crashing the game even just on launch. So they really need to up their PC support. But as looking at the game, as the gameplay and stuff like that, it's impressive. I like it. I look forward to getting it once they fix all the PC issues, because I'm not buying it until they fix all those issues. But once they do, it's sold, and I'm not going to stop playing it. I can already tell based upon what I've seen.
It definitely feels like it's getting more fun the more you play it.
That's good to hear.
And if you're somebody who likes Minecraft, and I've never played Minecraft, but I get some of the core philosophies and concepts behind it, the whole like mining and trying to look around and find resources has never been my favorite thing. But they do, especially once you get your ship repaired, they make it less painful and more of an adventure, because there's tons of stuff littered around these planets too. While you're getting the resources you need, you stumble upon really cool stuff. So I like it. I'm having fun. Speaking of fun, well, did you have anything else you wanted to say on that?
Yeah, I had a question for you, since you've been the only one probably here that's played it yet. How is the exploration? Are the planets actually to scale like we thought they were? Like how big that we actually thought they would be?
Oh, they're massive. They're actually really massive.
Okay.
In terms of the diversity, in the time I've been there, I've only visited 2 planets, and I just landed on a third before I had to step off. And the diversity, it's not like, so far on the outer rim, it's not like the 2 planets I was on, the planet I just landed on, are like dramatically different. There's definitely differences, and it feels like a different planet. But I think it's probably going to be, there's a lot of planets that are roughly, like there's superficial differences, but they kind of feel similar. And then every once in a while you'll come across a true like, you know, a different one that's really radically different and interesting or hostile, and that's going to spice up the game in addition to the fun of the gameplay that's everything else.
Sweet.
Know what I'm saying?
I know
Can
what
I
you were
just say
saying.
something?
Yeah.
Uh, it's not like it's strictly, but I only have played basically first-person shooter games and Minecraft. But every time that you guys are talking about this game that I've never heard of, you guys actually making me kind of like I want to try that. So one thing that I am looking forward because I'm being part of this community is just like you guys talk about of so many games is trying a lot of them, and I think I'm gonna have fun.
No, Mr. Chaos, I do have a question for you because you being the other one here who has a custom PC build rather than me. How do you feel on the company's approach to their PC support right now versus PS4?
Well, but what is specifically what side of it?
The bugs and the stuff and their ineffectiveness to fix them efficiently on the PC right now.
Well, I mean, I haven't experienced anything crazy, but one of my friend actually he did. I think he had an issue with his motherboard, and he tried to reach out one of these big companies. I don't know if I should even say it, but what's it called? They were not that great to be honest, because supposedly they were just pushing some updates out to fix some bugs that was going on. Supposedly it was causing uh like a circuit. It was actually causing a graphics card to crash, or it wouldn't like recognize your CPU.
Oh, the No Man's
So
Sky game itself, or
the what?
the No Man's Sky itself, or
Uh, hmm. That's actually
well,
I have no idea.
so what my question, well, I phrased that really weird. So like my question is like, how do you feel on Hello Games' approach on focusing more on the PlayStation than they are the PC support right now? How does that make you feel as like a PC gamer?
I mean, I haven't played PC games in a while, but I mean, it's kind of like PC has like a higher actually debate, I will say, because they push a lot more updates and fixing bugs for console. I think so. In my opinion, I think so. I think PC has the crown here, and I think that there's a bigger market for PC games, to be honest.
hmm I agree with you. I really think they really need to refocus their team to really more efficiently push out better bug fixes and patches for the PC, while focusing on the PlayStation at the same time. You know.
Definitely.
So you're not advocating for PC Master Race?
No, I don't support Master Race for any console or PC. I thoroughly enjoy gaming on the PC more because of its capabilities, but I'm not opposed to console. I own a PS4 and an Xbox One as well, and I can safely say I love playing on all three of them.
Well, I feel you, man, and I do think that it's not only not fair, but it's not cool, and it kind of harms the reputation of the game if they're not being as quick and as efficient at dealing with bugs on the PC. However, there is one thing happening on the PC side of No Man's Sky that is really cool and is not going to happen on PlayStation,
Yep,
and that's the mods.
that is the mods. I'm really hoping they fix the PC bug soon because I really, really want to try out NMS mods.
Like, I read a list of some of the mods that had already come out and some of like links to them, like, hey, you can download it here, and some of them are ridiculous and some of them just help you to, I don't want to say cheat, but accelerate the game so that you can get to the center of the galaxy faster, and
Yeah.
some of them are just funny and awesome. It's like Grand Theft Auto cheats where you're just doing crazy stuff in the game.
You know, my most enjoyable mod out there is the Thomas the Tank Engine mod for Fallout 4. Have you ever seen that one?
I've seen it for Skyrim.
Okay, so it's almost like that, except like they're all flying around in the sky. Yeah, it's really interesting because the great thing about PC mods is it opens up a whole new spectrum to gaming for PC gamers. Which unfortunately, the only game out there currently right now to support console mods is actually the Xbox One for Fallout 4 right now. I don't know if they added it to the PS4 or not. I'm not aware of that feature. But the great thing about mods is, like I was saying, is they add that added feature to the game itself to make it that much more enjoyable. While you still have the really crazy odd mods, you still have the ones that, make the game that much better, like graphics packages. Those are my favorite. And just overall, just funny ones like the Thomas the Tank Engine mod.
Can you imagine that in No Man's Sky? Like all the freighters flying through space are Thomas the Tank Engines, just massive Thomas the Tank Engines.
That would be great. That would be endless amounts of entertainment. I'd be probably pretty terrified with the size of Thomas the Tank Engine. But that would just be great.
Or let's flip it. What if all the freighters are dragons? Massive freaking dragons flying
Yeah,
through space.
I won't be leaving my home planet. It'll be like the Ahamkara.
Oh, look at you talking Destiny Lord like a pro.
Yeah, just like the Ahamkara, except I would stay on my home planet. I would not leave.
But I can definitely say that PC games actually have like a higher chance of getting all these mods and stuff because even in Minecraft too. I kind of get jealous. It's way different to play Minecraft on an Xbox than a PC.
I can agree, and I can attest to that. A good example of a game is actually Ark as well. The great thing about Ark on the consoles is the amount of players that you can reach out to, because it's a really big community on the Xbox One. That's where all my friends play Ark and stuff like that. Still trying to get AP into it, but I never really interested him. But the great thing about the PC version is, as we know, when you go to the Xbox One for Arc, you have to have a second Xbox in order to run a dedicated server. Well, you don't need that for a PC. You can just run the dedicated server on your own computer, or you can rent a server and stuff like that. So it's those added capabilities that you can do on a PC that give it a little more of an edge, I think, for some games.
This is actually kind of derailing your point. Not like just it's off topic, but I was just kind of zoning out and thinking about Ark. I think I realized why I didn't like it as much, but I kind of warmed up to it in the end. My experience, I had no idea what to expect from the game, except that it was a survival game, and you built stuff. And I spawn in, and I'm in a public realm because I didn't know what else to do. I just selected one. And,
bad decision.
Well, I didn't know any better. And it was nighttime, so my guy kept shivering and was saying, "You need to find shelter soon." And I don't know what that means. I don't know where to find shelter. I didn't know, I figured out after a few minutes I could pick up rocks. I'm like, okay, that's cool. I found a little hut that somebody had built, and I tried to go inside. It wasn't really cooling me off, or warming me up, rather. And I was just wandering around aimlessly, having no clue what to do, no tutorial, no explanation. And incidentally, that's a bit like No Man's Sky, except No Man's Sky kind of walks you through it and tells you exactly what you need to progress, and then you have to figure it out from there. But I'm not a huge fan of being the pioneer to solve the puzzle of how this game works. I enjoyed it much more when I met up with you guys. You're like, oh, okay, so we're all gonna go over here. Okay, we're gonna build this. Oh, how do you do that? Okay, you go to your inventory, you do this. You gotta find materials here. Here's a hatchet. You can use this to chop down trees. That made it a lot more fun.
Yeah, we enjoyed playing with you as well. I personally like figuring things out for myself when it comes to survival games because I think it's that much cooler, at least for me, because it makes me feel like I'm actually trying to survive. And the added, effect of dinosaurs is just obviously 10 times better.
Yep, that's
So,
dope.
that's pretty awesome. But that's the kind of stuff. That's the kind of games that we're seeing in coming out and stuff. Those indie games like No Man's Sky, Ark, and so many different other ones of different genres, and we talked about it last week, and I've always voiced my opinion about indie games. It's the future, and I really cannot wait to see what happens in the future for future indie games.
I can't wait to see what happens in the future of AAA titles once indie games start gaining in popularity and start influencing gaming culture.
Activision, EA, take note, Just such a good example.
Are you guys? This is totally not planned, but are you guys gonna buy Infinite Warfare?
No, definitely not. I am sorry, but I think I had enough just with Black Ops 3, but no, definitely not. The only reason that I was probably going to pre-order Infinite Warfare is just to get a remaster World at War, but not really. I don't see that as fun, to be honest.
Um, I'm probably not gonna buy. I've bought just to make a clear fact. I've bought every Call of Duty to date on its release date. Um, I think I think this might be the first one I'm not going to buy, even if it does have Call of Duty 4 remastered. I mean, the way I look at it, there's so many games coming out this fall that I'd rather play instead of that, like Rise of Iron, Battlefield 1, NHL 17. I will say last year I neglected the Taken King for NHL 16. I played NHL 16 continuously for 3 weeks. Go ahead, AP, say what you're gonna say.
Horrible decision. How
Horrible
dare
dec-
you?
Horrible decision. This year I'm going to hold off buying, or I'm going to buy NHL 17 so I get the added like ultimate packs and stuff like that. But I'm not going to play it for at least 2 to 3 weeks so that way I can enjoy Rise of Iron at the start.
Plus, we got a raid, son.
That we do.
Yeah.
That we do.
Like Destiny to me still has like a long way. Like the grind is not gonna stop. I'll tell you that. And I really don't think that I'm gonna be playing Call of Duty any soon. Like, unfortunately, they said that they were working already in the game. Like they invest like I don't know a year or two supposedly in the game before they even announce it. But yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be playing that any soon. Maybe who knows next year what title they're gonna come up. But no, I think Destiny probably other games. But for me, I think it's gonna be Destiny.
Yeah, I definitely don't plan on buying Infinite Warfare. My friend actually that I license transfer is going to be buying it, so I will be able to play it. So I'll let you know how it is, but I don't plan on buying any more Call of Duties, just like you. So I don't know. Destiny's all I really need at this point. There's some other games, but Call of Duty is not on my list of games to buy every year anymore.
My problem is I keep buying other games, and then I play them for a week, and then I'm like, yeah, but
Destiny.
It's our destiny to just play Destiny.
it is.
Pretty
You know
much.
what, low-key, I'm actually going back to Black Ops, the original Black Ops. I actually have that. I went to GameStop and bought it, and I have so much fun playing that thing.
Yes. Back
Oh
when
yeah,
we
because you
had
can play it on
Yeah, Black
Xbox.
Yeah.
Hey,
That's
1v1 gun game me, bro.
Yeah, I'll play. I'll join in on that.
Don't
I
call me
will
out.
too.
Don't call me out, bro.
I
Just
want
kidding.
them to bring World at War backwards
Challenge.
compatible because
Chal-
that was a super fun
Yes.
game.
That's-
But what they need to do is they would have to separate the Xbox One servers and the Xbox 360 servers. Because the servers on the 360, there's so much crap. Like there's people floating around with unlimited ammo
Sure.
and P40,
No clip.
killing you with one shot. It's not fun.
No clip mod.
No clip. Shoot through the map, get under the map, float in midair, invulnerability, bottomless. Yeah, it's not fun.
By the way, random topic. Do you guys know that basically Xbox came out with a new Xbox, the S1, I guess, something like that.
Yes, yeah.
But
Yeah, Scorpio.
supposedly
Well, the One
they're
S,
working
Scorpio's
on a
coming out.
new console.
Yeah, the Scorpio, right? 4K
Scorpio.
Yeah,
for
and
the VR.
and a lot of people be saying that. I think there's no need to upgrade for this new one, the slimmer one, the slimmer Xbox One. I think it's better just to wait for the next one.
Yeah,
and see
there's no
that-
reason
Yeah,
to buy the S.
the only added bonus you get for the S is 4K resolution, so you can game in 4K. That's about it.
The power brick is
Oh yeah, it's
inside.
gone. It's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you get a Bluetooth controller which you can use on your
Current Xbox.
computer, but I mean you can just get in the cord and use your normal controller. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's cool. It's freaking awesome, but there's no point in upgrading to it, especially because you can get it now, or you can just keep saving up so you can get the Scorpio, because that thing's probably going to be freaking 500 minimum. I'd be willing to say 600 to 700 around that price tag is what I expect. It's gonna be really advanced for a console. So,
But I think it's gonna be worth it.
oh, I definitely think so.
Well, many things are going to be worth it coming this fall and in the future, and we'll all be progressing on that journey together.
Yeah, but I mean, is that all we're here to talk about today?
Yeah, we've approached our time threshold, so I think we got a few other things that we wanted to talk about, and we might do a mini cast to address some of these topics.
It's a fun cast.
Fun cast.
Yeah,
fun cast.
I'm sorry. So we're gonna do some fun talks to discuss these topics.
5-2. Sorry, overruled.
But in the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to the 22nd episode of the Super Fun Podcast. 22 weeks in a row. Can you guys believe it?
I know,
That's
right?
crazy.
That's a lot. That's a lot. I'll tell you that.
5.5 months. Blowing my mind. It's still going. Can't wait to see what the future holds. Thank you for tuning in. Check us out at our website, thesuperfunpeople.com. Check out our Facebook page, simply titled The Superfun People, and hit us up on the Twitterverse at SuperFunPeople if you want to talk, hang out, or ask any questions that we can discuss on the podcast. Thank you once again. It's been a heck of a ride, and we'll catch you on the next week.
Bye, everybody.
Let's go. Bye-bye.